Lee's Reservation Theory. What are we trying to achieve by taking reservations in the pub? The truth is, it's not about the size of the room or how many seats we've got. It's about the ability of our chefs, of our kitchens to produce great gastropub food. We've anticipated that in market towns, on peak services, we can get maybe up to 120, 130 guests across a 4-hour service between 6 and 10 o'clock at night. That breaks down to 8 per 15 minutes approximately, and that's really what we're trying to achieve by taking reservations. It's a smooth flow of orders to the kitchen, giving the chefs the ability to produce great food and us the time in the front of house to serve it with care and make sure the guests are having the peachiest experience they can. We've designed our kitchens around a 3-man line. Somebody on larder, somebody on fish, and someone on the sauce section. With the gastropub menu that we've designed, we think we can get around 120 guests cooked by 3 chefs on a 4-hour service. So the role of reservations. The truth is our 6 o'clock guests and our 10 o'clock guests are actually the best guests because they're sitting when there's really low demand. They're paying the same as a guest at 8:30 at night, but they're filling an empty seat and they're smoothing that flow of orders to the kitchen. Basically, most of the guests really want to dine between 7:30 and 8:30 at night, and that gives us a problem. It gives us 2 problems. One, it creates too many orders to the kitchen all at once. You get this 7 o'clock moment, 7:15. We start sitting in the eatery really fast, maybe a couple of tables at the same time. The place fills up really quickly. And what happens is between here and here, we have too many orders to the kitchen. The chefs get ratty, we're not having a great time, the pub doesn't feel as good as it can. The other problem with this is, it leaves very little opportunity for early sitting or late sitting. If we fill the eatery like this, then as we get closer to the time and more guests are phoning us up asking for tables, all we can offer them is maybe 6 o'clock, and not many people can really get there by 6. Or all we can offer them is 9:30, 9:45, which in truth is often too late for people. What we're trying to do is create a smooth flow of orders to the kitchen. Something that looks more like this. When we achieve that, the chefs are happy, they're having a great time. They're enjoying cooking the food, they can present it properly, and they're not getting ratty with the tea team. The orders are flowing to the kitchen, and also as we get closer to that service, maybe on the Wednesday or Thursday before the Friday, and another guest rings up, we've got much more opportunity to offer the second sitting or the first sitting. We're not trying to squeeze people ahead of the 7 o'clock time or maybe after 9:30. This is what a perfect service would look like. We're achieving orders to the kitchen in a smooth flow, and everyone's having a great time. Now, what's the challenges to this? Of course we know it's not a perfect world. We'll have parties that need to join tables together. We'll have regular guests that like a specific spot. We're trying to get this as close to this as we can, and that's what we've always got to have front of mind. And what helps with this is the magic 15 minutes. The magic 15 minutes is always offering, right from reservation 1, guests a time that's 15 minutes earlier than their requested time if they're before the cut of 8 o'clock, or 15 minutes later if they're after 8 o'clock. What that means is someone that phones and asks for a table at 7 o'clock, we say, would 6:45 be okay for you? Half the time the guests will say that's fine, and they will come 15 minutes earlier. Or if they phone up asking for 8:30, we say, how about 8:45? Does that work for you? By doing this with every reservation right from the get-go, by the time we get to the evening, we've elongated our service as much as possible and allowed better opportunity closer to the actual service. So that's the magic 15. Then once we get to the service, the idea is to concentrate on the guests, not spend our whole time looking at the board. Does it really matter whether a table of 4 sits on this 4 or that 4? No, it doesn't. What we want is 4s on 4 tops, 2s on 2 tops, and we want to sit the restaurant pretty. We want to create that little cluster of the first 3 tables that makes the place look busy from the front and gets the atmosphere for the guests. After that, we're dotting around, taking into consideration any joinables that we might have on the second service. The goal is to sit the eatery in a way that feels fun and gives the kitchen the best opportunity to cook great food and us the best opportunity to give great service. So what's the other most important thing about taking reservations? Is that we're collecting guests' data. Data is our way that we market the business. We need their telephone numbers and we need their email addresses as much as we need their time and number of reservation. That's also one of the most important things that we can do. So in conclusion, what are we trying to achieve by taking reservations? We're trying to create the right flow of guests so that our chefs can cook great gastropub food. We're trying to understand a little bit more about the guests so we know our special requests, our parties and our joinable tables. And apart from that, we're trying to collect data so that we can use that later to tell guests about great things that are going on in the pub. That's my reservation theory.